Konnichiwa everybody and welcome to SnackTube. Today I have got the second of three flavours of cup noodle that I managed to pick up the other day from Asda. Today we've got the pork tonkotsu, number one in Japan. So I got three flavours. You'll remember the other day I reviewed the teriyaki chicken and it was quite nice. Not a huge chicken flavour, but you could definitely taste the teriyaki and it was very, very filling. I very much enjoyed it. And two more flavours to go, and this is the first of your last two. So I'm sure you all can do maths, so that made sense. So there's one more after this. So this is the pork tonkotsu. I'm not really sure what tonkotsu is, to be honest with you, but I'm sure we are about to find out. So look at that nice pink cup. Isn't that cute? So yeah, not going to go into too much detail about this. I mean, it's very much similar to the last one. You pour some water in it and you leave it for a couple of minutes and boom, noodle soup. So let's have a wee look. The blurb on it is just exactly the same as the last one, invented in Japan in 1971, blah, 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 blah. So let's have a wee look at the ingredients, because it is a bit different from the last one. There's no edamame beans in this one. It actually looks like it has less vegetable-y type things in it. Let's find out. So, ingredients: noodles, blah blah blah. Obviously, noodles. Cabbage in it. Maltodextrin, glucose syrup, textured wheat protein, garlic powder, soy sauce powder, flavor enhancers, pork stock powder, palm oil, red bell pepper, spices, potassium chloride, spring onion, pork meat powder 0.65%. Wheat flour, hydrolyzed maize, protein, flavourings, kikurage mushroom. Kikurage mushroom. I don't know what a kikurage mushroom is. I don't think I've ever had a kikurage mushroom before. Sugar, thickener, anti-caking agent, milk protein, citric acid, acidity regulator. May contain traces of the usual stuff. So yeah, not a lot to it really. It's not that much different from the last one, apart from the pork and the cabbage. A few minor variations, basically just to give it a different flavour. So hopefully it's nice. We obviously will compare it to the teriyaki chicken and I'll see which one I prefer. As far as the calories and stuff goes, it's very similar to the last one. It's a little bit different, but not far off. Calorie wise, you're talking the pot has about an extra 12 calories or something like that. It's 92 calories per 100 grams. Fat would be roughly 12 grams of fat, and the saturates would be about 7 grams of the saturated fat, which to be honest is quite high because you're only supposed to have 20 grams a day of saturated fat. So 7 grams in this 300 odd calorie thing, it's a bit much. Carbs would be roughly 35 grams of carbs, so obviously a lot of carbs. It's noodles after all. Sugars would be about 3.5 grams. Protein, you're talking about 8, and then salt, not even 3. So not as much salt as you would think, but in fact, you're only supposed to have 9 grams of salt a day, so that's quite a lot. That's like a third of your salt, so very salty. Mind you, pork tends to be quite salty anyway. Right, well, we don't need to talk too much more about this. You know, if you want to see the teriyaki chicken video, you can go back. It was only a couple of days ago, and watch it. So very similar idea. There's your lid, the pork tonkotsu thumbnail right there, perhaps. And I guess we should just give it a go. I mean, it looks very similar, slightly paler colour in comparison to the last one. I don't know how much you can really tell on camera, but smells the same. I would say it doesn't really smell any different, but like the last one, I imagine all the flavour is when you actually eat it, because the last one I couldn't smell the teriyaki, but when I ate it, it very much tasted like teriyaki. So let's see. I'm not really sure what tonkotsu means. I'll have to look that up afterwards, but let's give it a go. Let's see if it tastes porky. Well, this is the cup noodle pork tonkotsu, number one in Japan. Let's give it the old taste test. I think those are the mushrooms, those wee brown bits, maybe, wee sort of purpley brown bits. There's green stuff in there. That's the cabbage. We eat quite a lot of cabbage in Japan, I think. To be fair, we eat quite a lot of cabbage here, I think. I've got cabbage in my freezer. I like cabbage. It's nice. I don't know how to describe it, to be honest. The noodles are nice, just like the last one. Tasty noodles, thin noodles. I prefer a thicker noodle, I'll be honest. If I was making like a stir fry or something, or my own soup, I would use a thicker noodle, just kind of like that crunch. Well, not the crunch, but I like a good strong noodle. But they're good because they're very filling and there's loads in here. It's very hot. Just trying not to burn myself like I did yesterday because my mouth is still a bit burnt. It's hard to describe the flavour. I mean, does it taste like pork? Not really. It tastes like stock. It does taste like a kind of meaty stock, but whether it's really pork, it's hard to tell from just eating it. It's salty. Definitely got a saltiness to it. Quite savoury. I suppose that's just the noodles. And you get that slight taste of the cabbage as well, but it's definitely not overpowering at all. I would say it probably tastes more of the mushrooms. It's got that kind of savoury, mushroomy flavour. Yeah, I'd say that's probably the main thing is the mushrooms. Mushrooms are quite meaty. They're not really a meat or a vegetable, are they? They're kind of somewhere in the middle. I think they've found it hard to classify mushrooms. I think in culinary terms, it tends to be classified as a vegetable because you tend to have it like a vegetable. But you do vegetable-y things with it. But it's quite nice. I suppose it's used as meat substitute. Like for burgers and stuff like that, they use it to make vegan burgers and things. So it's nice. It is nice. Very nice. I like mushrooms. I really like mushrooms. And this has got that kind of mushroomy savouriness. Just always think that a bit more pork would be nice. If you look at the picture on the thing, that shows quite a lot of the ingredients, like the peppers and the cabbage and the pork, but it's definitely in here, but I think that picture there probably represents the whole amount that's in the whole tub, but it's just all been placed on top to make it look nice. Once it's all mixed in, you can barely tell it's in there. Just you can see the colours. It makes it a bit more colourful rather than just being a big grey blob. But hey, I'm not complaining. You know, cup noodles are not meant to be extravagant. They're not meant to be fancy. They're just supposed to taste nice, fill you up, and be easy and cheap, which it does all of those things. So I'm happy with it. I like it. Do I prefer it to the teriyaki chicken? No, I think the teriyaki chicken was nicer. I think I prefer that. I think the last one I've got is probably going to be my favourite, and that's why I've saved it for last, because I think based on the flavour of it, I think it's probably going to be my favourite. But we'll find out tomorrow. I'm not telling you what it is. You'll have to tune in and subscribe to find out. Hit the wee bell if you want a notification when the video comes out. It's nice. It's nice. I would definitely buy it again because you know me, this is a variety food channel type thing, and I like trying all kinds of different stuff. So when I go shopping for stuff like this, you know, a lot of people would be like, yeah, I just like chicken and mushrooms. So I'm talking about pot noodles now. I just like chicken and mushrooms, so I'll just buy 20 chicken and mushrooms and put them in my cupboard. No, I can't do that. I'm like, chicken and mushroom, beef and tomato, curry, the other flavours. Bombay Bad Boy? Nah, get that lost, because Bombay Bad Boys are shit. Bombay Bad Boys are rubbish. I actually reviewed one on the channel a while back there. The video's still there if you want to go and find it, but they're rubbish. They're rubbish. No flavour at all, just spicy for the sake of being spicy, which, as you all know, I hate. It's not worth being spicy unless it tastes nice. This Isn't spicy at all. My nose is starting to run though for whatever reason, and I don't have a cold, so maybe it is a little bit spicy and I'm just not tasting it. Probably because my tongue's a wee bit burnt from yesterday. But yeah, this is nice. I'm enjoying it, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. I'm gonna have that tomorrow for my lunch, and that'll probably be the next video for you guys. So thank you very much for watching. This has been the cup noodle pork tonkotsu. I have to say I'm enjoying the cup noodles so far. I need to get more Japanese stuff because I like Japanese things, except those mad crackers, the fish cracker things that I had. Those were disgusting. Never having those again. Normally, I'd quite like to go into this anime store that we have in town. It's like they sell like Japanese snacks and they sell merchandise for like Dragon Ball Z and stuff like that. But they're shut just now because we're in quarantine. By the time you see this video, it might not be quarantine anymore, but right now, I'm in lockdown. Can't leave the house, not until all the zombies have been eradicated. So, hopefully I will see you guys in the apocalypse. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, hit the bell, leave me a comment if you want me to review anything else at all. And I will just catch you guys in the next video. Laters on the Menjay.